A couple of days ago we received a video of an engagement between a Russian BTR-82A and a Ukrainian Bradley, and it is a very unusual engagement to say the least. There has also been quite an argument about who actually won the engagement between people supporting different sides in the war, since there appears to be a second video of this engagement. Let's first start with what is happening in the video. We can see the Russian BTR-82A driving down the road, simultaneously taking fire and shooting back. Once it drives a bit further, we can see that it was the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle that was shooting back at it, and for some reason, neither of them are rotating their turrets to meet the other vehicle as they are getting closer to each other. We can see that the BTR apparently took some damage, and once it starts driving away, we can see it starts smoking quite a bit, while taking cover behind the building. Unfortunately, the video ends here, and from this it is possible to draw a conclusion that the Bradley won, since there was no visible damage on it. And the probable reason why is because the Russian 30mm autocannon cannot penetrate the front armor of the Bradley with the solid AP rounds. It could penetrate it with the discarding Sabo, but those are extremely rare, especially for infantry fighting vehicles and APCs like BTRs. So it is very likely, almost certain, that the BTR was firing the old solid AP shells at the Bradley. I've seen some people argue how the side armor can be penetrated, and yes, that is true, but we don't actually see the BTR shoot at the side or the rear of the Bradley. Hell, we don't even see a single frame where it actually scores a hit. But it could have hit it a couple of times before the Bradley came into frame, because we did see it shoot at it prior to that. But we got a video afterwards, geolocated as the same location, showing the Bradley actually got neutralized, where we see the crew abandon it. I saw some people say how only 2 guys left, but if we look closely, we can see 3 guys at the end of the video. The problem is that the BTR is nowhere to be seen in this video. The Bradley is just driving. Something hits it, we can't see what because the video cuts or bugs just at the time, and we see the crew bail. So we have no idea what took the Bradley out, nor do we know if it is the same Bradley to begin with. It is the same place, but it could easily be at a different time. And when it comes to the BTR, the smoke coming out of the vehicle is kinda too white to be any kind of heavy damage, and it is possible that it is deployed by the crew themselves. I unfortunately couldn't find any reliable information if the BTR-82A has the engine smokescreen system. There are some sources that mention it, but they are not very reliable. And the only piece of the manual from the vehicle I could find omits information about the driver's controls, including the information if he is able to deploy the ESS or not, nor the information about the configuration of the engine and the exhaust system. It is possible that some light damage occurred to the fuel or the engine, which could end up producing this kind of smoke. But the thing is that we have seen a BTR-82A do this recently as well. There has been a video where a Bradley engages 2 BTR-82s, and when the first one is taken out, the second one comes in with this kind of smoke deployed with dismounts leaving the vehicle. And in the end of this video, if you pay close attention, you can see the infantry leaving the smoke and moving towards the building, which means that the smoke was used in exactly the same way as in the engagement that took place before, to mask the disembarking of the dismounts. Does this mean that the BTR was not damaged? Absolutely not. Unfortunately, it is really hard to tell if the Bradley was hitting it with Sabo or high explosive shells, since the high explosive shells of the Bradley are not very potent, and don't have a big visual effect when they hit something, so it is impossible to tell, especially since it is clear that both crews panicked and just started firing as soon as they could. And yeah, even though I said that the Bradley is technically immune to the 30mm AP, there is still a lot that the 30mm cannon can do to the Bradley from the front. It can easily compromise a lot of components of the Bradley. It is very much possible that both damaged each other to a certain extent, and that is why we see neither of them rotating their turrets. It is easily possible that the Bradley was taken out by one of the dismounts with an RPG. It is possible that the burning wreck in the second video is the BTR that got taken out later. It is possible that none of this is true. Drawing any concrete conclusions on how the engagement ended is impossible. People on one side will like to believe that the vehicle of the side they support won, but honestly, anything is possible. What is certain though is that this engagement was really intriguing to watch and is definitely not something I ever thought I would see. That would be all. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.